Mini Splatling is a very distinct weapon. This children's dream Super Soaker has had some form of good kit or high level play ever since Splatoon 1 with the Zinc Mini and its Disruptor Bubbler kit, and Splatoon 2 with V-Mini's Burst Bomb and Missile kit. In this game, it actually hasn't done that much, but recently with some major buffs and experimenting, we've realized that every mini kit in Splatoon 3 is super good. And because all the kits are super good, in this video, I'm actually going to cover all of them. But before I do that, let's get all the basic stuff out of the way. The main weapon of Mini is pretty strong. It has an incredibly fast charge time, an amazing pan output, and just under the range of Splattershot Pro. Each shot does 32 damage, but the fall off makes it do minimum 16, which is a bit insane to me. But anyways, with its high mobility, fast charge, decent range, and good damage, Mini is a secretly good fighter. Its main issue for fighting is that it has some pretty bad shot spread, but considering its fire rate, so long as you're not jumping too often, you can secure a kill fairly easily. Now, I wouldn't say this thing is a fighter in concept, it's more of a support, but it's important to know that it can. Now, moving on to the kits. We'll do these in release order, starting with the vanilla Mini that has Burst Bomb and Ultra Stamp. Burst Bomb on this kit gives the Mini a good tool to finish kills and even quickly help with the instant paint. It's also a great tool to assist teammates in fights that Mini might not be able to get an easy angle on, so it's fairly versatile. Hammer allows Mini to have a better close-up option and catch enemies off guard. With most hammer weapons, like Wiper for example, it thrives a bit more using the rush mode and the light shielding effect. Now, Mini of course can do this too, but most times you'll see good Minis just throwing the hammer out pretty quickly. This is because it's an easy way to get range kills or damage and gives you your main weapon back incredibly fast, which is crucial, as most times with this weapon you want to be more supportive rather than aggressive. And if you want to lean into that supportive side even more, you can play the Zinc Mini, with Toxic Mist and Big Bubbler. This kit just likes to focus pain and hold down space more than the other ones. Toxic Mist helps with this a lot by denying some area with its lingering effect, and slowing down enemy pushes. Big Bubbler has a similar effect, that being it's a giant shield that's able to keep you alive, so it allows you to paint a lot. This extra paint output from your full ink tank and shield make it really easy to hold down objectives, or just general space for a long time. Lastly, the newest mini kit, the Rattler, holds Squid Beacons and Trizuka. This kit is probably the most comm dependent out of the three, but it's still really strong. Beacons can be placed in good spots fairly easily because this weapon doesn't really play into too many dangerous locations and controls the playing field fairly well with its paint. This is enhanced by the amount of Zookas you can get too, as anything that's outranging your team just has a flying nuke coming towards it every 30 seconds. The biggest problem with this kit is really just how much time it takes out of your main weapon because placing beacons takes a lot of your ink tank, and Zooka takes up your arms for a good amount of time as well. This doesn't become too much of a problem that often, but it's worth noting. Okay, that was a lot more than normal. And making gear this time hurt my chunk pockets a lot. But anyways, for 3 days, I switched on and off between every mini kit and played as much of them all as I could. So here's what happened. So originally when I had this idea, I was gonna do one kit per day, but I changed my mind on that really fast when I noticed how much I was just enjoying Rattler Mini day one. This was supposed to just be my gear building day, and I usually don't count those as actual days, but as soon as I was actually done with the gear, I just got into X rank and I got my power to 2834. I experimented with the other ones this day too, but not nearly as much as Rattler. It felt really good because of how much I could control the game by painting, killing with Zooka and my main weapon, and then just giving jumps to my team with the beacon. I just felt really powerful. On day 2, I tried to convince myself to go back to what I was doing where I just play one kit a day, so I was gonna do Zimmy. Most people say that Zimmy is actually the best kit because of the sheer amount of area denial, paint, and disruption that it has in a game, plus it can fit easily in many comps. And while that makes sense in my mind, I really just didn't like it as much. My little Slayer brain doesn't enjoy not having a special or a sub that deal damage. I found that I played it best when I could use a lot of bubbles though, and putting them in locations, not just for holding, but for my own pressure was incredibly strong. It can be sneakily aggressive, but you have to be pretty careful. Now, before I could get to day 3, I played in the North American Splatoon 3 League hosted by Nintendo. Me and my team, Chef Legoli, played 3 hours of a best of 3 ladder and made it to the top 8. In top 8, we played about 5 best of 5 sets and placed 3rd, only losing to Hypernova, who went on to win the tournament, and Free Flow, who we took to an intense game 5 after a hilarious amount of disconnects on Hacklefish.
And Ori now looking to see where they're going to attack from, and we do have a DC, a couple now, and we'll see how this goes for the time being.
And they don't have any other specials that are as good at clearing out power. Right now, if you're Free Flow, you're just looking to hold control and having to use that Booyah Bomb to do it early. But there is an Inkjet online to use in case of emergency.
If you want to go back and watch the sets, it's all on Nintendo's official YouTube channel, where you can see me spectated maybe 5 times and die aplenty. I actually did play a game of Mini during the ladder phase, but it ended kind of fast.
He jetted me! Yo, you should totally throw this hammer at him. Oh my god. Go on, rain, that's hard. I am running it.
Go on. I got 2. Check the hammer, check the hammer, check it.
Bro, wow.
For the actual day 3, I played some X-Rank and got some scrim games as well. This thing's hammer output is just insane, and I get a lot of good play off of the damage I can deal with my burst and main weapon. I was kind of terrible at tracking with this thing at the start too, but I've learned it fairly well. I've never really been good with my aim tracking because when I play bucket, I just break my wrist to hit people, but I feel like over the past few days it's gotten a lot better. It took me a bit to get used to hammer, but I figured out that the more I can surprise people by it rather than scaring them off with it, I can find more kills. Hammer is scary, but not nearly as much if you're expecting it. I find this weapon super fun, but this is my first real experience with it, and there's only so much Ryukugo gameplay I can analyze to get better at it. So for today, I'm bringing on Storm. No, not this one, not this one either. There we go. To help clear up some things about the weapon, and share his knowledge as a Splatling player for new meta. Hello Storm, thanks for being on today, man.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. And we'll just start. What's your comp experience with Mini?
I've been playing competitive Splatoon since 2019, been just mainly focusing on the Splatling class as a whole, with the brightest focus on ballpoint, but during the late times of Splatoon 2 I already started picking up Mini a tiny bit just because of the miss output it had back then and the burst bomb being just the best sub it can get. In Splatoon 3 I kinda dropped it a bit until they released Zinc Mini, where I then started to pick it up again, and with the release of Zuka Mini I just started to fully focus on all 3 minis as a whole.
That's great. And what would you say is your favorite kit out of the 3?
My favorite kit definitely has to be the Zinc Mini with Toxic Mist and Big Bubbler, just because of the paint it provides, the ability to just secure space, while also just able to help in fights with the insane main weapon and the Toxic Mist to be able to throw them into important areas and just deny them.
And you already kind of explained Toxic Mist, but how would you say like using Bubble would go like most effectively?
Like, there are like 2 different scenarios. The first one is where you are gonna use it like very aggressively to help your layers or aggro weapons get into a really good position and just get more cover. Or just to use it on a whole to just get the extra security, keep the extra space, giving your front lines the ability to respawn, give a jump in that's relatively safe, and just able to hold out other specials like Zukas or just stall out crab tanks.
So Bubble kind of helps with that like more stalling playstyle, helps with objectives a lot. Pretty
Definitely.
much. Okay. And moving on, what do you think about the V-Mini kit and how to use it?
V-Mini is a lot similar like a Zinc Mini, but it's more aggressive and it's really comp depending, because you only really want to play it in a comp that has a lot of chip damage, so think like Pen, S-Blast and Decaf, so that the burst bomb and hammer get the maximum value possible.
And with the hammer, I found a lot of value using it when I could just surprise people and just throw it out as quickly as I could, because I feel like getting your main weapon back is something incredibly useful. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely, because when you're using hammer, you're just losing the ability to provide the pain, give out the burst chip, and all of that is just the main reason why you would play Mini, to have the insane paint output, the just constant pressure of burst bomb chip as well with the rest of the comp.
And lastly, with the newest kit, the Rattler Mini, what do you think about it?
Despite what everyone says, I would honestly say that it's the least good mini kit. It is only really there for niche maps like Barnacle, where you want to just quickly rotate with beacons, or against more unique comms with, for example, Long Rapid and Pen, where you need the Zuka to just force them out of areas.
So would you say less with beacons, but more it's a thing of having a Zuka?
Yeah, the Zuka is definitely the main thing why you would want to play this kit. And it's also just the least aggressive in general, because it has no sub-weapon that helps it in a fight in any way.
That was my main issue with it. I found a lot of times though, it's just like painting the floor, farming Zuka, throwing it at the pencil immediately.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thanks Storm for coming on really quick, talking about all the mini kits. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, and the main thing with Mini that a lot of people, from what I've seen, is like they're getting wrong, is that Mini is not supposed to be a fighting weapon. It's supposed to be a support weapon that can help in fights. And for the specials, it's just a lot of things I've seen is just that people are saying, yeah, you just spam specials. But if you really want to push the weapon as far as you can, you always gotta think, is there a good reason to use my special now? If I would use it later, would it have bigger value or bigger impact? Just always question, is it worth to use it now?
Alright, thank you very much for the insight.
No problem, happy to help.
Thanks to the help from Storm, I can confidently say that this weapon and its kits are insane in this game. I want to continue playing them, but I'm not sure how often I actually can considering my history of Bucket already, so we'll see. And also, thank you all so much for 1,000 subscribers. The support on this series and just my channel in general has been amazing to see, and I hope I can continue to provide you all great content in the future. And if you go subscribe to Ezio, we have something fun planned for us both hitting 1K, but we'll only announce it when he's there too. But anyways, thanks for watching and supporting, and hope you got a good head start.